I'm Dr. Kevin Land. I'm the Executive Medical Director for Biotherapies at Vitalant, also the VP of Clinical Services there, so I oversee all of the patient-centric services. And I'm also serving as the Interim Medical Director for the Stem Cell Lab at UPMC. It was a great session with Jeff at the Biotherapies Pavilion, and we were really talking, we were talking about the CABP, the Certification Advanced Biotherapies Professionals, and the question was around, what did Vitalant think about it? What did our company think about it? And he said something that I kind of wondered if we were close, but he said that Vitalant has more certified advanced biotherapy professionals than any other organization. And so he wanted to know why we thought that was important. And so Christy and I talked about it basically two different ways. There's lots of folks that have been in the business for 20 to 30 years that started maybe on blood center manufacturing or maybe phlebotomy and are now doing apheresis nurses or maybe in the stem cell lab. And they've had a very historically, it'd be seen as a non-traditional career, but it was preparing them for biotherapies. And having this certification is a way of, without going back and getting a degree, it's a way going and saying, hey, I'm experienced enough in a broad range of laboratory, medical, basic science, things related to biotherapies that I'm recognized as having more than a minimum bit of knowledge. If you look in other professions, once an area gets sophisticated enough, you have certification. So my son just graduated from college, and in the next 2 weeks, he's going to take the Fundamentals of Engineering exam for his engineering. Well, the CABP is kind of the same thing. And so that not only does it give validations for the people that have wormed its way through the years, through blood centers and hospitals, but we also have the new staff coming out and out of college, and they may have had a very targeted training. And this gives them a chance after 3-5 years of being and working, saying, hey, have I learned enough to be more than just an entry-level person? So that could mean promotions, that could mean more money, or definitely the ability to take it to the next level to help with more complicated projects. I would say that especially right now where they have, I don't know if it's called a discount program, but they have an offer where you can do a free retake if you don't do well. Actually, one of my staff members had a similar opportunity, took it the first time, almost passed, but didn't quite, and realized that he didn't know as much of the nursing stuff as he needed. So he said, and he also hadn't taken a test in a long time. And he goes, that was just a great opportunity for me to get the nerves over, to see what I really needed to work on. And the next time, he did very well. So I would say, if you don't like taking tests, that's a great way to start. But I would say, people in this industry, by and large, are lifelong learners. They're always learning. They're always trying to learn more. And AABB has a large amount of resources just to prepare you for this exam. So maybe if you're equivocal and you're not quite sure you want to take the exam, you can still go look at the resources, and you can learn. And maybe it's not for you next year, but in 2 years you'll be like, I'm ready to go. So I would just say, be curious and continue to learn. I think I'm like in my 25th AABB meeting. Annual meeting. I've gone to a lot of smaller events like Task Force and things like that. And I would say, like, the first few years outside of residency, I was really focused on learning my craft and taking care of patients and all of that. But I really like making a difference from a strategic point of view, from an administrative leadership point of view, and just from solving projects. And sometimes you don't have that opportunity in your workplace. AABB has lots of problems that they're trying to solve, and they need lots of people to help. So I would say this is a great place to come learn from others. Just because you know one way doesn't mean that's the only way. And especially since it's an international organization, find a committee that has people from Brazil and China and Japan and Europe and all the other countries, because you learn a completely different way of viewing the problem and the solution. And ultimately that makes you a better professional, and I think a better person.